Hello, beautiful people. I'm Renee Williams, and here is where hair care meets healing and confidence becomes a lifestyle. Welcome back to the Curl Confidence Corner. Today, we're moving into part 2 of our Curl Confidence series. We've got the mindset right, so now let's talk about the science. And that all starts with porosity. If you've ever wondered why a product works beautifully for someone else, but not for you, porosity may be the reason. Let's talk about it. Understanding your hair is, for me, one of the greatest acts of self-care you can give yourself. Because once you understand your hair, you stop fighting it and you start working with it. What is hair porosity? Hair porosity simply refers to your hair's ability to absorb and to retain moisture. In other words, how easily water can enter into the hair strand and how well your hair holds on to that moisture. Every strand of hair is covered in tiny layers called the cuticle. Think of the cuticle like shingles on a roof. When those layers lie flat, moisture stays inside of the hair. When those layers are lifted or open, moisture escapes more easily. That's what determines your hair's porosity. And there are 3 types of porosity in no particular order. There's low porosity. Low porosity hair has cuticles that lie real flat. And this means that the moisture has a harder time getting in, but once it does, it stays. And women with low porosity hair often notice that products sit on the top of their hair instead of absorbing. This is why heat or steaming or warm water can help open the cuticle slightly so that moisture can enter into the hair strand. There's also normal porosity. Normal porosity absorbs and holds moisture well. That is often considered the easiest porosity to manage because the cuticle is balanced. Doesn't require any extra or additional work. Hair tends to respond well to most products and to most routines. And then there's high porosity. High porosity hair has cuticles that are more open. So moisture enters in easily, but it also escapes easily. And high porosity hair can happen naturally, but it can also be the result of heat damage, color-treated hair, or even environmental stress. Hair with high porosity often needs richer or thicker products that can help seal in the moisture. Have you ever applied a product and thought, why does her hair look amazing using these same products and mine looks completely different? That doesn't mean that the product is bad. It might simply mean that the product isn't aligned with your hair's porosity. So, when you understand your hair, something powerful happens. You stop thinking of your hair as being difficult. You stop thinking of your hair as being the problem, and you begin to realize your hair just needed to learn its own language. Sis, your curls aren't complicated. They're simply unique. And when you take the time to understand them, caring for them becomes much more easy and much more enjoyable. Now that you know how your hair accepts moisture, you need to know what that moisture is. Hint, hint. It's not in a jar. So meet me in the next video when we talk about why your hair needs water more than it does product. Side note, self-care is also about self-study. Now that you know your porosity, I want you to share. What is one thing you've been doing to your hair that you now know or you now realize is not what it needed? No judgment over here. We're all learning together. Remember, you are more than just a pretty face with curly hair. If this resonated with you, hit the like button. Share this video with a friend and consider subscribing to become a part of our community. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay.